Hello everyone, in the previous videos I had talked about the requirements for earning a CCAF degree and how to complete those requirements for the CCAF degree, which was in the first video. And in the second video I had talked about the 3 different areas within the military education system. This is Mr. E, and this is the 3rd video in this series of Introduction Knowledge to Air Force Education. So let's get started. This 3rd video is going to look at how pursuing a civilian education can be beneficial within the military education system. Also, this video will cover some things to be aware of when working on completing both the CCAF degree and a civilian degree at the same time. Besides the obvious way of receiving an associate's degree, which would be going out and getting one without the military's help, let's look at how the military can help get a degree or help receive units towards a civilian degree. First, let's look at an associate's degree to break this down. When looking at an associate's degree in the civilian world, try looking at it like the CCAF degree in the military. Most colleges and universities have requirements that will have a certain number of overall units, and usually it's about 60 units. Each degree will have different specific general education requirements, a number of electives, and a number of specific units that will have to be taken according to the degree requirement. An example of this would be someone trying to get an associate's degree in history. They would have to complete about 18 units of history classes in order to get that history degree. Next, I would like to make one thing clear about the military paying for an associate's degree through tuition assistance. The military will only pay for one associate's degree. This is important to know because if a civilian associate's degree is obtained first, the military will still help the airmen pay for their CCAF degree through tuition assistance. However, if an airman receives their CCAF degree first, the military will not allow the member to use tuition assistance for a civilian associate's degree. I feel like this information is extremely important, so I'm going to say it again, but in a different way. If an airman wants to receive a civilian associate's degree and a CCAF degree, try to get the civilian associate's degree first. If not, the airman might have to pay for the classes to complete their civilian associate's degree without having the ability to use tuition assistance. One final note, when looking at a civilian associate's degree, airmen do not have to have an associate's degree to pursue a bachelor's degree. An associate's degree just shows the completion of 2 years worth of college education in a specific area of studies. It is not needed to receive a bachelor's degree. Next, let's look at the aspects of a bachelor's degree. When looking at a bachelor's degree, once again, the military is only willing to pay for one bachelor's degree through tuition assistance. Most bachelors have a minimum requirement of 120 units. Just like an associate's degree, there are a certain number of units that are required in different categories, but when looking at a bachelor's degree, there is more likely to be even more specific classes needed to graduate. Such categories can consist of a certain number of upper division units, an ethics class requirement, a critical thinking class requirement, or even a computer literacy class requirement. Each institution and area of studies will have different requirements for you to graduate. I would suggest getting a hold of an academic advisor at the institution which you are trying to learn from. This will help make sure that all requirements are understood before starting a degree. A word of advice when applying to universities. Some applications require to have a certain number of units to be completed in order to be considered as a transfer student. Also, some universities require applications to be sent out in a year in advance, and in some rare cases even more than a year in advance. Do research well in advance before transferring to a university. Finally, make sure that the units which are taken at a community college or through CLEP and DSST will transfer to that specific university. One way to make sure that classes which have been taken will transfer is by looking at the transferring university's catalog or by getting a hold of an academic advisor at the transferring university. One great thing about having a CCAF degree is the value that it could bring to airmen. Once an airman has their CCAF degree, they can use it to have the units be applied towards a specific bachelor's degree through the Air University Associates to Bachelor's Cooperative Program, or better known as the AU-ABC program. The AU-ABC program is a great benefit that the Air Force has already set up to help airmen complete their bachelor's degree. In a brief summary, what the AU-ABC program does is it takes units earned in the CCAF degree and have a guaranteed number of units, with the max number of units being 64, be applied towards a bachelor's degree. This is great for the airmen because that means they will only have to go to college for the second half of the requirement of 120 units in a bachelor's degree. More information about the AU-ABC program can be seen on the AFEC portal, or by talking to a base education officer. Just to recap everything, this video talked about how pursuing a civilian education can be beneficial within the military education system, also some things to be aware of when trying to complete a CCAF degree and a civilian degree at the same time, and finally some general information about bachelor degrees. The next video will be about ways to raise money and to pay for college. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with other people, and subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.